period. Now, moving on to our next industry on the list, we have the education industry. Now, the education industry is a very profitable industry, especially on the international front. The global higher education market is valued at $224.19 billion, and revenues continue to suffer as the lockdown persists, as most institutions have had to send students home. Now, you might think, why not just transform classes and keep to online digital classes and then still continue your activities? It is not the same, um, because a lot of these institutions do not offer all of their courses digitally. They don't provide for all of their courses online. So that's still a significant blow. The international enrollment has declined by over 50%, and this is often determined by if they are providing courses online, or or if they have distant learning packages. So this is one other crucial effect on the education industry, and we're expecting high losses in educational spending in terms of people bringing in the money to spend in economies that have a significant that make a significant profit from the education sector, and also spending on financial aid will drop significantly. Our next industry is the manufacturing industry. When you look at the manufacturing industry, you can divide it into various the FMCGs and industrial manufacturing and a few others out there. And of course, when it comes to different economies, I would say Nigeria isn't really a manufacturing economy per se, but there are certain economies like China, which will be used as an example here, that suffered significant losses from lockdown that started in Wuhan. And the lockdown reduced in China, specifically lockdown reduced production output from China's manufacturing plants, which affected supply of goods and services to many countries, including Nigeria. A lot of goods were seized, or rather stuck at the ports that were coming from China because of the outbreak. And right now, as they've resumed, I would say 80% of economic activities, there are high hopes. There are high hopes. However, there are still fears of how, of if the virus is still, or if COVID-19 is still transmittable from long distances. There's still a lot of skepticism from resuming certain economic activities with China. However, economic activities have indeed resumed in China. The next industry, restaurants and bars. I'll call this could be classified as part of the tourism industry in one regard. However, I would say we chose to put this as a standalone industry because there are certain effects to it that are different or not similar to the tourism industry. Now, the restaurants, various kinds of restaurants, restaurant chains have been affected significantly, and the bars as well. And in terms of the losses, we are recording a loss of over 80% in walk-in revenue. A few of the stores or restaurants, bars have actually um, resorted to making deliveries to clients at home, but it still is apparent that there will be a significant loss after the shutdown, and quite a number of these businesses might not survive the impact of this pandemic. The next industry is the global box office, or the cinemas, with restrictions on crowding and social distancing rules may be the norm right now. The global box office has recorded a loss significantly because of the the uh, the banning of people gathering in cinemas to view movies and also to attend movies, festivals, and screenings. So a lot of movie release dates and festival dates have been cancelled or postponed. And we have to consider that this industry, that is the global box office industry, records a revenue of over 42.5 billion dollars. That's the figure from 2019. And the outbreak has led to the restriction of large gatherings, including movies, cinemas as well. So this is one of the major effects. And for companies like Disney and a few others, it's hard competing right now. I will mention a bit more how this is difficult for some of these companies as we move on down to, as the production companies, as we move on down to our next few industries. The sports industry. This has recorded smashing blow. And I would say the shutdown has shattered a very thriving industry, or previously thriving. in terms of the direct revenue ordinarily recorded from these from the sports industry in three countries, in three areas. The US records revenue of has a direct value, sports value of $420 billion, and Europe has $250 billion, and China has direct value of $150 billion in its sports industry. And you can say, in terms of the value of the global sports market, that's at 756 billion US dollars annually. Now, this is a huge industry. And immediately the outbreak, immediately what this was categorized as a global pandemic, um, the losses were pretty high. In fact, in Tokyo, the Tokyo 2020 Summer Olympics were postponed. So it's been postponed by a year to July 23rd, from July 23rd to August 8th, 2021. That was originally meant to happen this year. But the industry's largest revenue export is sports. And this has really affected a lot more than expected. The fashion and beauty industry as well has recorded significant impact, and this has been major in terms of exports coming from China and other manufacturing countries experiencing high numbers of infections. They've had to close shop, especially in terms of working retail departments and stores. So this has recorded significant loss as well. But as manufacturing resumes in countries like China, we're expecting this industry to bounce back. Technology industry has also recorded significant growth in terms of the streaming. Netflix has recorded significant growth, and this is in comparison to other streaming platforms are still experiencing production delays. Netflix shares have grown significantly by 14%, and that is a huge growth for them. Zoom, as well, which is a video streaming platform, has experienced a significant increase in the number of subscribers. And I would say the technology space right now, in terms of people who service large amounts of consumers in entertainment and also in financial services and various other sectors, have experienced a double figures in the number of subscriptions and the subscribers that use their platforms, which is a good development for this industry. And other less technologically savvy industries will have to step up and improve their their platforms. However, back to the streaming platforms, Disney and a few other platforms have recorded production delays, which Netflix isn't really suffering right now because they've been ahead of the pack in terms of dominating the streaming market. We hope to see more improvements in industries, some of the industries we mentioned, and we will be sending you more figures as we um, experience um, improvements in these industries. Thank you so much for listening. My name has been Ali Afegwa. You can visit our website on www.nubianetteconsulting.com, and also you can email us at any time in terms of our services. We provide business development and marketing services such as social media marketing, content marketing, and also